This is GreenWorks' brand new 1900 PSI electric pressure washer. And this thing has a bunch of cool features that I haven't seen on other pressure washers. So in today's video, we're gonna unbox this thing. I'm gonna show you what it's all about. We're gonna test the actual usable performance and see if it's worth your money. Now right off the bat, let's go ahead and talk about price. This unit, again, 1900 PSI, 1.2 GPM, is listed at a price of $149. So right in line with everyone else, at least for similar features. However, I was at my local Lowe's and they had this combo pack where it's a $219 value. It comes with a floor surface cleaner as well. And this was currently on sale for $149 also. But for today's purposes, we're just reviewing the pressure washer unit, not the floor cleaner. It is a 12-inch surface cleaner, but again, that's not what this video is about. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and pop this thing open, pull out the accessories, and then I'll walk you through it. So here is the unit itself, and as you can tell right off the bat, it looks a lot different than any other machine that I've seen. They built in some of the wand storage and things like that into the soap dispensing tank. Again, I don't use the soap dispensing tank. I don't like running solution all the way through my hose, so I'm not gonna talk about that very much. And one thing to note, one thing that I've learned over the years of reviewing pressure washers and working on building out my own, is that because there is a soap dispensing tank, there's a nice little siphon valve to be able to inject that the chemical into the hose. When you have that in line, you do run it. Now, whatever the actual PSI and GPM you're going to be getting at the pump head is going to be different at the end because it has this little siphon now so this can reduce it a little bit. So we'll find out, again, we'll test PSI and GPM here shortly. But right off the bat, you do have storage on top here. You have a nice deep socket for the turbo nozzle, which is nice. I've never seen that done before. It just leaves it nice and recessed in there. Then we also get a 40-degree nozzle, a 25-degree nozzle, and a soap dispensing nozzle. And they actually have them listed right here on the side, which is nice. Now, as far as the size of the hole of these things, it's not listed on these. So I'm gonna have to test them. I don't have a pin gauge set. I did order one. I wish I had it here. I reached out to my buddy Keeve, Cars with Keeve, and got the same exact one he got. So you guys will know there's consistency through the range of the tests that we both get. So I have that coming, don't have it yet, but I will be testing the PSI with these and then we'll compare it to some other tips that I have. Now, like I said, the storage is right here for the wand. So you can actually just, flip it in there and then it holds into place within the unit here of the soap dispensing tank. So it's really cool design how they did that. And then additionally, you do have the wand storage. You have this little Velcro strap. You can sit it in there, boom, and then reach around and strap it in. The cool thing that I like about this is it stores upright. You have a telescoping handle, which operates nicely. Sometimes those get a little wonky. So far, this one's operating perfectly. And then you also have these really wide sort of roller skate, soft rubber style wheels, which is going to be extremely smooth to operate. I actually don't know why no one's ever done this before. I like that feature a lot. It may not work as well going over heavy duty, like, dirt and stuff like that, but for wheeling around your house and things, really, really cool. Now, when they show this thing operating, they do, obviously it stores upright, has a telescoping handle, so it's easy to move around, but you also get the handle so you can carry it and you operate it sideways, okay? So you have your water inlet right here on the front of the machine and your water outlet on the other side here, which is, I like that a lot because it keeps everything nice in flow. Now, when you're wall mounting something, that's not always the best option, but in a situation like this, where it's something you're gonna be moving around, I like having it in line like that so you're not jumbling up all your different hoses. Additionally, we do have a nice standard on-off button right there on the handle. And speaking of the hoses that we were just talking about, it does come with a 20-foot hose. So we have a 35-foot power cord and a 20-foot hose. Now this uses standard M22 by 14 connection points, and the hose is good. Now GreenWorks used to ship with Uberflex hoses, and these seem very Uberflex-ish. They're nice and flexible, right? Lightweight. I think they did a really good job. I don't think this is an Uberflex anymore, but they did a good job with the construction of this hose. It seems to be much better, much more pliable than any other pressure washer hose in this kind of price point where it comes with it. Again, 20 feet though, not long enough in my personal opinion. I would recommend upgrading this to an Uberflex hose, or if you want to stick to the green, go with a Flexzilla hose. Same type of hose, it's just one's green, one's blue. Those are my favorites. And then also my recommendation is always upgrade and add quick connects to this to make your life so much easier. You just walk up with a quick connect, plug it in, and you're good to go. I'll link the quick connects that I like down in the description for you guys, so you can look at those. One thing to note about this hose, again, very pliable, doesn't seem to be kinking, but if we roll it over on itself, okay, so we do that, like with the Uberflex, you can do that, and then there's no memory in the line. This one, there is some memory in the line. So now when we go to do this again, boom. So if you don't kink it, if you can, and then now there's like really memory in the line. So if you don't kink it, it's great, and it stays nice and pliable. If you do get into a position where it does roll over on itself and kinks, well then you're gonna have more issues down the road where it does that. So just keep that in mind. Again, still for a factory hose, still fantastic. It's just I would upgrade it not only for that potential kinking issue, but for the length. All right, guys, so there you have it. There's the basic overview of this thing. Let's go ahead and start testing it. We're gonna test the amps, we're gonna test the PSI and the GPM with the factory nozzles, as well as try to manipulate it to see if we can get some more performance out of it for car detailing. Again, around the house, 1900 PSI, 1.2 GPM. Those are the max ratings. Around the house, that's great. But for car detailing, we wanna drop the PSI a little bit, increase the GPM as much as we can. So let's see what we can achieve. Okay, so I'm setting up the pressure washer. We're gonna test it right here. I'm gonna hook up water to the inlet here. And the outlet, I did add a quick connect. So as you can see, very simple, whoops, to add a quick connect right to the end of the hose, right? Just M22 fitting goes right into a quick connect. And then we have the male end right here. So you just simply pull back the collar, slip it over, and it's quick connected on. Perfect, ready to go, super simple. You can do that on both sides so that it's on the pressure washer side and also on the gun side. Now this gun's not the best in the world. You know, it's fine for getting the job done around the house, but I would recommend upgrading this, especially to a short style pressure washer gun. Just makes life so much easier. You can just, you know, especially when you're working on your car, it's much easier that way. This one, on the other hand, is this style of connection. Okay, so you just plug it in here, line it up, there you go. Push it in and then twist and it locks into place. And then we have our standard 1/4 inch quick connect right on the front. Now, in order to test the PSI, I have this gauge set up and I'm actually going to test it at the very end of the nozzle. So it'll pass through this, it'll register our PSI and the tip goes in here and we're good to go. As I'm doing that, simultaneously, I'll also be spraying it into this bucket once I get everything out of it. And instead of the spare nozzles to test this with. But once we do that, we'll spray it in there for 1 minute. That'll give us our gallons per minute rating. So we'll know the PSI and the GPM, as well as we'll test the amp reading over here. Now going to plug this thing in, you have your ground fault plug here, and then just a 2-prong plug. It is nice though that it is in line like this. The reason they do this instead of having the whole plug unit all in one is if you are using this outside and you have a cover on your outlet, you know, a lot of times they have that for water and all that kind of stuff outdoors. This can still plug in and then this dangles outside of it. The other ones, you plug them in and then the whole case can't close. This one you can. All right guys, so we've got everything on, the water's flowing through this thing. So before I turn it on, you wanna go ahead and pull the trigger. You hear that? Nothing's coming through yet. And there we go. You wanna let this run for about 30 seconds to get out any air bubbles from the line. So we're just gonna do that and then we'll get to start testing this. Now before I actually test the GPM, I just wanna see if these two nozzles, the 25 degree and the 40 degree, are the same size orifice inside. If they're getting the same amount of PSI, then we know that they're gonna get the same GPM. So ideally, I'd prefer just to be able to test with the 40. Just makes it easier with the fan dispersal. So we'll see. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and start with the 25 degree factory nozzle that it comes with. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. It does have a total stop system. There you go. Noise level, guys, this is a completely different environment, so I'm not gonna test that. It is right on par with any other universal motor electric pressure washer in this price range though. The Ryobis, the Craftsmans, this GreenWorks, they're all about the same sound to them. All right guys, so we're gonna start with the green 25 degree nozzle into the bucket, and here's the gauge, so here we go. And we are getting about 1650. Now this will kind of continue to grow a little bit, so we'll see where this lands. We're definitely gonna get to 1700. There we go, 1700. We'll see if it goes any more than that. I gotta be honest though, I can smell a bit of a burning scent coming from the machine. It may just be a little piece of plastic, you know, I don't think that's anything to be concerned with, but just fair enough, if you get this and you do smell something, it could be from that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and run it again and also test the, look at the amps for it. So, all right, so we're at a proper 1700. Interesting, guys, they are maxing this thing out. It was actually registering at 15.05 amps. So above 15 amps. Now, however, again, from everything I've learned from working on my own pressure washer, all the engineers on these things tell me that it's fine if it runs over 15 for a little bit, as long as it drops to under that within, you know, a reasonable amount of time. What's reasonable? I don't know, to be perfectly honest. For me, when I test these things, with all the other ones, right off the bat, they're under 15. So this one seems to be right at that cusp of, you know, they're maxing it out for sure. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and switch over to that 40-degree nozzle and see if that's still up there or what, if it's still that high on the amperage. So here we go. There's 1600. We'll see if this gets up to that 1700 mark. All right, so the 40-degree nozzle does seem to be slightly larger. It may just be a variance in the production of the thing, but the green one, the 25-degree, was getting us up to 1700 PSI and was bouncing right around that 15 amps. The white one, on the other hand, was getting us to 1600 PSI and bouncing right around the 14.2 to 14.3 mark. So I have an aftermarket nozzle here. I wanna go ahead and test that because I know I said I was gonna test the GPM and PSI simultaneously, but I wanna make sure we're getting the right nozzles first. This one scares me a little bit since it's bouncing right around that 15. If you have a 15 amp breaker, will you have issues? I don't know. I'm on a 20 amp breaker, but potentially, I guess. So we're gonna run the 2.5 to see what the PSI is with this one and where the amps run. And then we can kind of guess from there if this is smaller than 2.5 or larger. Okay, so the 2.5 orifice nozzle is in the bucket. It's another 40-degree. Here we go. Woo, okay. So we are all the way down to 1100 PSI now. And we're operating at about 12.1 amps. Right around there. It's bouncing a lot, but right around there. Okay, guys, so for my personal preferences for car detailing, the 2.5 is where you want to go. For around the house, the nozzles that they give us are fine. However, again, the 25-degree is just right on the edge. So I would probably use the 40-degree more or the turbo nozzle. Just really quickly so you guys can see basically what the turbo nozzle is going to be a 0-degree nozzle. So it's just a stream, but then it shimmies around, does a little circular pattern. And because of that, they can run a larger size orifice in that and still keep it safe, but still get insane cleaning power. So I'm just gonna stick it in and tell you guys what the PSI is. Yep, we're at that 1100. And my amp meter turned off, but we can assume it's right around that 12 like it was for the 2.5 orifice. So let's go ahead and test the GPM now of the factory 40-degree nozzle as well as the 2.5 orifice nozzle and see what we get. All right, guys, so here we go. We have the factory nozzle back installed. Again, we were getting 1600 PSI with the white one. So we're gonna plug it in. I'm gonna run it for 1 minute. All right, guys, so there is 1 minute into the bucket. Now I'm gonna go ahead and weigh everything. The water included inside with the bucket as it sits. This bucket with the lid weighs 34.1 ounces. And we are coming in total weight of 183.7 ounces. So we take the 183.7, we subtract the 34.1 ounces, we come to 149.6. Now a gallon of water weighs 8.34 pounds, but when you convert that to ounces, that gives us 133.44 ounces. So we're gonna take that number we got, divide it by 133.44. 133.44. Yeah, and we're getting 1.12 gallons per minute. So we're getting, again, 1600 PSI, 1.12 gallons per minute. Now, one thing I want to note, guys, is this thing, as it breaks in, as the oil starts going through the pumps and all that kind of stuff, we will get a little bit more efficient. So again, with that green nozzle, we're getting 1700. More efficiency, we'll probably get to 1750. And then again, the soap dispenser, I've seen results of losing 100 PSI from the pump head to the actual usable numbers because of a soap tank. So that would put us at that 1850 range. So during the test, they do test at the pump, and so that's the 1900. Although we're not getting that at the nozzle, that should be an accurate representation of the machine. The 1.12 is slightly disappointing. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to the 2.5 orifice nozzle now and weigh that and see what we get. All right, there's 1 minute with the 2.5 orifice. Again, getting 1100 PSI. So let's go ahead and weigh this one, center it on the scale. There we go. All right, so we got a good increase. We're at 205.7. Once again, we'll do the calculation. 205.7 minus the 34.1 equals 171.6 divided by 133.44. 1.28597. So almost 1.29 GPM, but still 1100 PSI at 1.29, it's not great. So for car detailing, no, I wouldn't recommend this. I think there's better options in the price point. So my overall thoughts on this unit, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I think they did a really good job with that. The onboard storage, all of that is fantastic. For around the house use, I think it's gonna work perfectly. For car detailing, no, I would want higher flow out of it. But again, for around the house, I think this is gonna be a perfect little solution for people. Small footprint, stands up, has the retractable handle, nice wheels, really, really fluid as it moves around. So fantastic there. If you want my recommendation on the best kind of all around home use pressure washer for around the house and detailing cars that kind of works for both, I'll link that video up here, but it is the Ava, I believe it's they have 2 units. It's the bigger one. I think it's the Ava Easy. It's the one with the wheel. It has a retractable hose reel built into the thing. I think it's a 40-foot hose. It's a nice long hose. And the accessories that it comes with are fantastic. You get really everything you need. So go check out that video if you're interested in that. But that is it for today's video. So thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and we will see you guys on the next one.